we are so much more afraid. And for this, I have to directly say, Susan Lynn, I was thinking you used to be a ventriloquist. Like, you're still a ventriloquist, because I'm just saying everything that Susan Lynn taught me. But there is something out there that I call the Kiddie Safety Industrial Complex. And I'll just give you a few examples right now. What are these?
Socks.
Socks, come on, socks exist in my knee pads! Knee pads for that extremely dangerous activity that no child has survived, called crawling. And it's like, you know, these make sense. If you're trying to decide, you know, what should I put in the nursery? Oh, crushed glass. If you didn't do that, you don't need these. Okay. What's this? Ladies, gentlemen, anyone know? No, bibs exist. These are supposedly earth-friendly, except that they exist when you don't need them. Disposable placemats, otherwise known as table toppers. And table toppers, you just, oh, look at Disney, our favorite people. Here, they put these out. And when are you supposed to take these? You're supposed to take these when you go out and, you know, eat in the leper colony. How about this? Here's what it says. It says, on-the-go protection from germs, dirt, and cleaning chemicals on restaurant and food court tables. Let me say that again. Germs, dirt, and cleaning chemicals. So your child is in danger, whether you're living in a filthy cesspool, you know, with the last kid's tacos smeared across the plastic table, or if somebody came along and actually cleaned it off, that's terribly dangerous too. So no wonder we get so nervous, right? I mean, both ways, our kids aren't safe. But this is what I got directly from Susan. Susan, what is this? It's the baby bath water temperature duck. Which is really good, because if the water's too hot, and you couldn't possibly figure that out on your own, you put this in that wet stuff, and then you turn it over, and if you can read, it says hot. Which is good, because like if you put your fingers in there and like you pulled them out and they were just bones, like there was stuff floating in the water and it smelled like chicken soup, you couldn't figure that out on your own. The baby, it was a little hot. But here's my favorite thing. I will read this to you. Caution, okay? This is what it says on the baby bath water temperature duck. Adult should always place hand in bath water to test temperature before placing baby in duck. Okay, so you know what this duck is doing? This duck is here to screw you over. Okay? This duck is here to make you think, gee, I thought I could tell on my own. You know, I've taken baths for quite a few years now. When it's too hot, I usually don't get in. I guess I wouldn't throw my child in there. But no, you're going to hurt your child if you are too lazy or cheap to go out and buy this thing, or save your child the trauma of going on the ground, which is going to hurt them so much, or give them berry if you're going to Taco Bell without one of these. And the whole thing tells you that your baby is going to die, and you are going to feel guilty, and you are too stupid and cheap to help them unless you go and buy something, or listen to some expert, or just throw yourself into the maelstrom that we know of as the Kiddie Safety Industrial Complex. And if you don't start buying all these things, there's 10,000 items at Babies R Us, a store that didn't exist when Babies was me. So that's the commercialism aspect of things. So let me just read you two things. One is what happens when we do leave, when we do end up believing that our children are completely unsafe in the world. This is a letter I got from a 15-year-old. I'm 15 right now and get pretty much no freedom. I'm limited to what's inside the house and the backyard. I can't even go as far as the sidewalk. I might be abducted or killed. I used to walk to the bus stop, but my dad said it was too dangerous, so he started driving me there. Today, after playing video games for 2 hours or so, I went downstairs and realized the only things I could do there were eat and watch TV. Watching TV, playing video games, and eating junk food are fun and all, but after even just a few days, it gets old. I've been on winter break for a week and a half now. I don't want my kids, if I ever even have kids, to live like me at all. Okay? That is the apotheosis of when we are helicoptering so much and we believe all the messages that everything in the outside world is too dangerous, from nature to the bus stop to the people in our neighborhood, that we cloister our children, and ironically, we're keeping them safe from the kidnappers by what? By kidnapping them. So that's one side of the equation. But then there was a 6th grade teacher in New York City who wrote to me and she said, I'm going to have my kids do a free-range project. And I thought, that's really cool. So then she had me come in. By the way, it had to be extra credit because she knew that some parents wouldn't let them do it at all, okay? And then they'd protest because, oh, my kid didn't get an A because she wasn't able to do this project. So it was an extra credit project. And I came in and I read all their little essays and their posters. And some of them struck me as so, off the record, pathetic. Like 3 kids had made a fried egg, okay? That was their big project. And one of them said, and I was afraid I was going to burn down the apartment. Thank God she did, or I wouldn't be here. I'd be sued. Another kid wanted to knock on her neighbor's door. She lived in a big apartment complex downtown New York, and get to know the neighbors. And her mother said, no, that's too dangerous. And clever girl, this is how clever she was. She said, but Mom, if there's ever a fire, that you want them to know that I'm in here. And I was like, oh God, you know, like, kidnap, fire. Okay, take your life in your hands. Go knock on the doors. And guess what? This kid was going to this magnet school, right? So it was far from her neighborhood. So she met 2 other girls on her floor who were the same age. Okay, so now she has friends. Okay, that's the whole idea. Create community. But my favorite one was a girl who decided to bake an independence cake. How do you bake an independence cake? Said her gigantic poster. You go to the store on your own. Okay? She said that this was the first time that she had walked to the grocery, which is half a mile from her home, by herself. And she said, on the way there, everyone looked angry, like they were going to reach out and snatch me. Okay? She was scared. This was the scary world that she'd been warned against. But here she was making her way to the grocery, and then she gets to the grocery, and of course the grocery is very confusing if you've only been there with your mom before, because it's like, where are the eggs, and where's the butter, and the flour, and it took her a while to gather all of her items, and then she was checking out, and the lady behind her said, could you watch my kid? No. So she was checking out, she paid for it with her own money, okay, because she really wanted it to be an independence cake. She wanted to prove that she could do something on her own. And then, so finally she has her bundles and she's leaving the store and she wrote, coming home, quote, the way already seemed much shorter and more pleasant because I was used to the walk. And that is my message for us here today. We can give our children the baby knee pads, Stanley Kaplan, trophies for coming in 23rd place and barely playing at all and sitting in the outfield like my son used to do. We can give them all the material goods, everything we see on TV. We can set them up with the video games. But what children need is a chance to get out in the world, to become part of it. I mean, what she got in that hour of going out to the store and coming back is what we want for all our children. She got the self-confidence. She got happy. Everybody looked happier to her. That was her place in the world. That is what children deserve. That's what childhood is supposed to be. And that's why I'm asking us today to look around, think what we can do. Sure, train our children to be safe, but then we have to let them out again and raise some free-range kids. Thank you.